The 3 friendliest questions a stranger will ever ask you are the same 3 questions a robber uses to decide if today is your day. Not a knife, not a mask. 3 sentences, polite tone, sometimes a smile, and by the time the 3rd one lands, he already knows whether he has taken your wallet or letting you walk. Cops call it the interview. Guys who study it call it target verification. It runs in about 8 seconds, and most folks answer every question like they are at a church picnic. Picture the red-bearded fella on his own porch light on, wet sidewalk behind him, and a man in a lanyard with a laptop, dreadlocks pulled back, standing just past the black iron fence, asking a question that sounds like nothing. That is the interview, right there. The stranger has already glanced twice at the window with the shutters, once at the wooden door behind you, once down the street to see who is watching. His right hand is out with the laptop, and his left is somewhere you cannot see. He is not asking because he is lost. He is asking because your answer decides the next 60 seconds, whether he thanks you and walks, or whether his buddy on the other side of the stone pillar takes 3 steps forward. No mask, no warning. Just 3 questions and a math problem you did not know you were in. There are 3 specific questions, the exact ones police tell you never to answer straight, and cheap moves under $20 that shut every one of them down cold. Before we get back to it, you've seen where this country's been going, and if it ever gets ugly on your street, whatever happens at your door is going to be over long before help shows up. So I wrote it all down. The SHTF Home Defense Manual, 667 pages on protecting your home. Doors, locks, the plan, the law, and the week nobody's coming. The cheap fix is first before anybody sells you a bunker. $47, and the link's right below this video. All right, back to it. Here's what the polite reflex crowd will never tell you. One of the 3 is not a question at all. The first 2 are him gathering data, checking if you are alone, checking if you have anything worth taking. But the 3rd one, the one I am saving for the end on purpose, is not information. It is the setup shot. It is how he closes the last 4 feet without you feeling it happen. And once that gap is gone, you do not get it back. Every other move on this list is worth a whole lot less if you do not see that 3rd one coming. And the reason nobody taught you this is that we raised a whole generation to answer every stranger like they are a lost tourist. Be polite, be helpful, be nice. That instinct is real, and it is usually right, and the folks who prey on it count on that exact reflex. A lot of good people get talked into their own robbery being polite. The tactical gear industry will sell you a $300 trauma kit for the aftermath, but they will not spend a dime teaching you how to spot the setup. That $10 fix gets buried so the expensive kit looks necessary. I'm Rhett Callahan. I run projects at a custom rifle shop, so every kind of home defense conversation crosses my bench. And I got serious about this stuff the day I had 2 kids down the hall. I read the after-action write-ups. I'm here to make you ready, not scared. The internet wants you terrified enough to buy a safe room. I want you prepared enough to walk to your car without looking like a target. So here's where we're going. 3 questions in the order a criminal actually uses them, plus what is genuinely at stake with each, what a mugger reads off your answer, and the cheap thing, usually under $20, sometimes free, that shuts it down. We take them the way a threat hits you on the sidewalk or on your porch. Deter first by not looking like the target. Detect second by seeing the interview happening. Delay and defend last. 2 of these you may have heard. The 3rd one changes how you walk to your car. The question is not, would I fight back? It is, would I even notice I was already being robbed? In the 8 seconds before his hand comes out of that jacket with my kid holding my other hand. Once you see the interview, you cannot unsee it. Let us go. Question number 1. It shows up worded 50 different ways, but it is always the same question underneath. You live around here? Waiting on somebody? Where you headed, man? This your place? Anybody home with you tonight? Friendly tone, small smile. Sounds like small talk from a guy who is lost or new to the neighborhood or just being neighborly. It is not. It is the isolation check. He is asking one thing and one thing only. Is anybody going to come looking for you in the next 20 minutes, or are you the last person who knows where you are? Play it out. You are carrying a couple grocery bags from the car to the wooden door, porch light on, and a fella you do not know steps up past the black iron fence with a laptop and a lanyard and says, "Hey, quick question. Is the guy that lives here home tonight?" You say, "That is me. What is up?" You just answered every part of question 1. You live here. You are alone right now. Nobody is expecting you anywhere. Your kids are inside. The stone pillar is between you and the road is empty. He has the whole picture. This is the deter layer, and it is the whole ball game. A criminal decides in seconds whether he is staying or leaving, and your first answer is the biggest single input he gets. Personal defense trainers call this the interview, and target glancing is the tell that goes with it. He will look at you, then your door, then the window with the shutters, then back down the street to see who is watching. That double and triple glance while he is talking to you, that is not nervous, that is not shy, that is a man doing math. When I read the after-action write-ups on porch approach robberies, that pattern shows up in almost every single one. And here is the number nobody wants to say out loud. Call it past 10 minutes for police to reach an average suburb after the emergency call actually goes out. Longer out in the county, meaningfully longer. So the honest picture is this. For the first 10 or 15 minutes of anything going sideways on your porch or your driveway, it is just you. That is not a scare number. That is the honest national picture. And a robber knows that math better than you do. It is literally how he chose the street. The response lag is his best friend. The fix is 2 things and one of them is free. First, the free one, the gray answer. You never confirm you are alone, ever, to a stranger who was not invited. Practice this out loud tonight so it is already in your mouth. "My brother is inside. Hang on, I will grab him. Sorry, cannot help you. Have a good one." Then you keep moving. You do not stop. You do not turn square to him. You do not set the bags down. Free. The hardware is a 2-pack of doorstop wedge alarms, about $8 at the hardware store, and one $4 wooden door wedge cut for the interior side of that front door. Now, if he does try the door while you are getting to the phone, it shrieks and it holds. $12 total. $12 and one sentence you already know how to say. That is the difference between him working the interview and him deciding the porch is more trouble than it is worth. And here's the part that is going to sting a little. You are still here reading this, which means you are already ahead of most of your street. Most folks clicked off already, gone back to hoping it will not happen to them. But question 1 is just the warm-up. Question 2 is where you hand him the actual scoreboard, the reason he came. Question number 2. This is the one that sounds the most harmless in the world and does the most damage the fastest. "Hey man, you got the time? Got a light? Can you spare a cigarette? You got change for a 20? Can I borrow your phone real quick? Mine is dead." Every single one of those is designed to do one specific thing to your body. Get your hands off your surroundings and into your pockets. To make you look down. To make you open the wallet, pull out the phone, dig in the bag. He is not asking for the time. He is asking for a look. Here's how it plays. You are crossing a parking lot at dusk. Keys in one hand, phone in the other. A guy at a friendly distance goes, "Hey brother, you got the time?" You pull the phone up to check because that is what a phone is now. That is the clock, and it is a reflex you have done 10,000 times. He now knows it is a newer smartphone, it is not in a case that is hard to grab, and your hands are both full. 2 seconds later, he is not asking anymore. Your keys are on the ground, and your phone is walking away in his hand. This is the detect layer, and it is built to defeat you before you see it happen. Law enforcement self-defense instructors will tell you the 2 most documented distracting questions in street robberies are "Got a light?" and "Do you know where such and such is?" Both of them make you break awareness, look down, and expose something. And the body language cues run right alongside. Hands you cannot see, forearm pressed tight to the side like he is checking something under the jacket, an unnatural gait, a quick nervous glance over the shoulder to check for witnesses. His eyes are on your phone before his mouth is done with the question. And what he reads in that 2-second window is more than you would think. He clocks the phone model, a new flagship versus a beat-up Android tells him whether it is worth the risk. He clocks whether your wallet is a fat billfold in your back pocket or a slim clip in the front. He clocks how you handle your stuff. Do you fumble it, hold it loose, stand square to him with your head down? Fumbling means slow. Head down means unaware. Loose grip means one shove and it is his. All of that in the time it takes you to say, 6:45. 3 cheap moves, and none of them cost more than a lunch. 1. Put a dumb wristwatch on your left wrist. A Casio F91W is $15 on the shelf and answers you got the time with a wrist flick, both hands still on your keys and your bag, eyes still up on him. $15 and phase 1 of the interview dies. 2. Front pocket wallet or a slim money clip, about $6 at any drugstore. Nothing to pull out, nothing to open. 3. Carry a cheap disposable lighter in an outside jacket pocket, and when a stranger asks for a light, you toss it to him from a full arm's length. He never gets to close the gap. That is about $1. $22 total, and questions 1 and 2 both stop working on you. $22. A watch, a clip, and a lighter you throw. Name the tactical course that does that. Now, you are still here. Most folks clicked off already, gone back to hoping. That right there already puts you ahead of most of your street. But here's the part that matters. Questions 1 and 2 are the appetizer. He is still 4 or 5 feet away when he asks them. He cannot touch you yet. Question 3 is the one that fixes that. It is not information at all. It is how he closes the last 4 feet without you noticing. That is next. All right, the third question, the one I have been holding since the porch. Here it is, and once you hear it, you will get why the first 2 are just the warm-up. It sounds like the most innocent one of the 3. It is the deadliest one of the 3, and it is not a question at all. It is a positioning move dressed up as a favor. This is the setup that the whole interview has been building toward, and if you do not catch it here, the math gets very bad very fast. Hey, can you help me with something real quick? Can you show me where Maple Street is? Can you look at this address on my phone? I cannot read it. Notice what those 3 do that got the time does not. They make you stop. They make you turn toward him. They make him step in closer because he cannot hear you or cannot see the phone from there. The question is the crowbar. The answer is you standing still while he closes 4 feet. The polite reflex trainers never account for this gap collapse. They just tell you to be a good Samaritan. Here's the number every trainer teaches and most folks never hear. Inside about 21 feet, an attacker with a blade or a fist gets to you before you can draw, aim, and fire. That is the reactionary gap. Question 3's whole job is to collapse that gap while you are being polite. Add the body language stack, a second man loitering by the stone pillar, a nod between them, one of them shifting to your blind side while the first one holds your eyes on his phone, and the robbery already started 3 sentences ago. The arm's length you meant to keep is already gone. Cost of the counter, $0. Do not stop. Do not square up. Do not close the gap. If a stranger asks you to help him with something in the street, you keep walking, you half turn so your strong side is back, and you answer at distance or not at all. $0 every time. You blade your stance, you keep your hips angled, and you make him cover ground if he wants to reach you. The tactical industry wants to sell you a $300 holosight for the aftermath. A half turn is free, and it stops the aftermath from ever happening. I will be straight with you. Most of you will go your whole life and never have a stranger run the interview on you in a parking lot or on your porch. Odds are on your side. But most is not all. The whole 3-question fix costs less than 1 dinner out. And if I'm wrong about your street, what did you actually lose? An afternoon and about $22. The prep cost is effectively 0, and the downside of skipping it is a 10-minute wait for help that never comes fast enough. So here's what you do before you go to bed tonight. 3 moves, under 30 minutes, most of it free. Practice the gray answer out loud in your kitchen until it is automatic. My brother is inside. Sorry, cannot help. Keep walking. Put a $15 wristwatch on your left arm so your phone stays in your pocket where it belongs. And drill the half turn. If a stranger asks you for help in the open, you do not stop and square up. You keep moving and answer at distance. The police response lag will not save you, but your own 2 feet will. That is it. You just moved yourself from the easy interview to the one they abort. Not because you got scared, because you got ready. Ready beats scared every single time. You are a harder target than the whole rest of your street, and you did not need a credit card to get there. Drop a comment. Which of the three has already been run on you and you did not clock it until later? And tell me the question I left off, because there's always a fourth one somebody in the comments learned the hard way. I read every one of them. Do me one favor. Send this to the one person in your life who is too polite for their own good. The friend, the mom, the daughter heading to college. Not for me, for them. Next up, we go through the exact pre-attack body language cues. Hands, feet, stance, the tell that fires 2 seconds before violence. Subscribe so it lands in front of you before you need it, not after. Shoot straight, and I will see you at the counter.